Alright guys, before we get into the video, let's talk about footrading.co.uk. Every single method you see in my videos can be found over on the website with buying and selling prices for almost every single card on the game. £10 a month gets you access to tier 1 buying prices. That's icons, special cards, silvers and Thursday flips. For £15 a month, you get access to tier 2. That gives you live filters, gold chem styles, UCL cards, and our amazing area of fluctuations where the market is continually monitored for highs and lows. You guys are then notified when to buy low and buy and sell high, basically. A really easy way to make coins. We've recently introduced a tier 3 thanks to you guys asking for us to develop a bot. Basically, we came up with a program and what it does is it pings you every single minute pretty much. I think it's every 3 minutes. You will get pings telling you when cards are low and what to sell those cards for. I'm going to show you an example of that now. I'll be right back. Alright guys, and this is the area of the Discord for tier 3 users. As you can see, it is pinging you guys with the current price of these cards and the live target sell price. You have to cross-reference that with what the sell price has been recently and use some of your own market knowledge, but this runs 24 hours a day to make sure you guys are getting continual deals that you can keep making coins from. The legitimate way, a new ping's just come up right there for new cards that you can go out right now, buy and sell. So check it out, get involved, footrading.co.uk, but for now, let's get into the video. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to a new video with me, Fuzzball40. As always, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe down below and make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss an upload. Don't forget to check out footrading.co.uk with our biggest ever giveaway. 2 next generation consoles and 2 copies of FIFA 22 are going to be given away to you guys over there, so make sure you check it out whatever you do. But this video, I guess, is leading into what is now the build-up to FIFA 22. We've probably got another month or so of FIFA 21 before it sort of really starts to quieten up. I've seen a lot of people say the game is dead right now. It is not. More people than ever are playing it at this moment in time, especially because you can get it on EA Access. I think it's called EA Play now, isn't it? But the big problem we have right now, and I genuinely I think this is a problem, is the disillusionment this year with the game. I've just been watching some of the content created series. I've always watched Squad Builder Showdown, Team Takedown, all that sort of stuff. And I watched an episode a minute ago of Capgun Tom, and I think it might have been Jack. And both of them missed penalties on purpose because of how terrible this game was. Now, FIFA 22 can come out, it can have all the content it wants, all of everything. But the big problem, and we need to talk about in this video, is going to be the gameplay next year. They have to get it right. Pro players have been turned off this game left, right and centre. I've seen some pros from last year complete the quit scene like in its entirety. FIFA, in terms of a gameplay, is dead. That's the only way I can say it to you. It is dead. Nobody enjoys playing this game in terms of gameplay. Some people that have done better this year than last year will say it was better than last year. But realistically, the question that I've seen most people ask this year is which one it was less shit, if I'm being entirely honest with you. In terms of the game itself, which one was worse? As opposed to how good were they, it's how bad was each one. I want to just show you something for me that sums up this game in its entirety. I did a draft earlier on. I lost in the final. The guy was better than me in the final, deserved it. This was me putting it back to 3-2. He eventually beat me 3-2. He deserved to win it. And this video, this photo for me sums up the sheer lack of care that EA have put into the game this year, because this error has been there all year. I'll give you 5 seconds to try and spot the error, and then I'll tell you what it is. I think that was 5 seconds. So it looks like there's no referee on the pitch, but as you can see, the referee on the centre circle is in black. My opponent is playing in black. Did this impact the result? No, this guy was just genuinely better than me. It was a close game, but he just took his chances a bit better going forward than I was. And at its basic, most core level, how you've got a situation where there is a referee in the same colours as one of the team, I will never know. I don't get how that happens. I don't get how that works. To me, it's mind-boggling that they've not been able to fix that, because it's been an issue we've had for the last 2 FIFAs, bear in mind. And what it feels like to me that EA do is they bring out a game, because 21 started okay. The initial gameplay was quite good. They sort of patch it and break something, and then they just stop caring. And it's the major problem with EA Sports in general, is that they are arrogant. There's no competition for them, so they just do not care in any way, shape or form. So that's a massive problem for me. The other thing that needs to change is this new physics mechanic, because there are loads of issues with the physics mechanic. If you guys don't know this, for FIFA 21, they brought out an all-new physics mechanic, whereby when you hit the ball, it had a more realistic hit on it, a more realistic spin on it, and it was supposed to make the game act more true to real life. I'm going to go head over to a Twitter account called Footwatch. If you don't follow him, I assume you do, make sure you go follow him. but I've just been looking at them and looking at a couple of videos, and I'll show you what's wrong with that physics mechanic. These are extreme versions of it, but it's part of the problem in terms of the most basic forms when you get rebounds. I'll explain that in a minute. Let's over to Twitter. I'll be right back. Alright, so as always, credit to Footwatch for this. It's one of their videos they put on, retweeted it from Reddit. Is it Samet G? I think that's how you pronounce that. This was his clip. Now, the physics mechanic was brought in to make the game more realistic. The problem with the physics mechanic at a basic level is the amount of rebounds this year. So if you have played this game this year, you will know there is rebound after rebound after rebound, left, right, and centre, and it almost always ends up in some sort of scrap in front of the goal if it rebounds. The point in that was it was supposed to make it more realistic, but what actually happened was it just kept falling back to the attackers because the attackers react quicker than defenders react, and so at a basic level, it causes problems in terms of defending because you can defend perfectly, it bounces off someone, ends up with an attacker who automatically sort of gets the ball and bang, it's in the back of the net. This is the extreme version, though, of the problem with it. So he shoots there, keeper saves it, keeper then saves with his feet, travels all the way down the pitch, lobs the keeper and goes in. Now, yes, that is an extreme version of what the issue with the physics mechanic is, but that shouldn't happen. And I've seen it happen far too often this year. That should be a once in a lifetime thing that would ever happen. But it's just ridiculous. And the big problem about this, notice it here, that's in a Foot Champs game. That is in a Foot Champs game. So if you're playing this game and you're trying to grind it out and trying to do well in the game, what chance have you got if that sort of stuff is happening? Now again, I'll say it again, that is an extreme version of it. It's a really extreme version of the mechanics. But it's still a big problem. It's still a massive, massive problem. Because that shouldn't happen in the most competitive game mode, the A-star game mode of Ultimate Team. It shouldn't happen. They've got another video as well. I want to show you that, so I'll see you soon. Alright guys, and so this is another extreme version of the video. But again, what is this person supposed to do? So makes a pass. The guy tackles, it bounces off of whoever that is, Dembele, and goes in. This is utterly ridiculous. In what way is this more realistic? And again, these are extreme ways of looking at it, but there is a massive problem there. It's a huge problem, and it shouldn't happen. These are sort of the extreme versions of what I say in terms of where the issues of the gameplay lie. But it is also interlinked to the fact there is far too much AI in this game. This year, more than any year, you get punished for being good at manually playing this game. Everything is so AI-based and based around the ability to, I guess, leave your defence to deal with an issue and just auto-block. And it needs to end. It has to end. Your sort of level of skill in this game should be based around your ability to play the game, manually control your players, put your players in the right positions. It has to be done that way. And it isn't this year. It really, really isn't done that way at all. It's been based around your ability to let the AI deal with it for you. And to me, that has to come to an end. The other thing that has to come to an end is the sheer reliance on skills. I've started to use skill moves a lot more now because it's something that, realistically, to get ahead in this game this year, you've really got to use skill moves and do well. And I'm noticing a benefit from it. My problem is when you get a player skill moving from the halfway line, skill cancels left, right, and centre. The same thing over and over again. It's not FIFA Street, it's FIFA. Players don't tend to do that in real life. If you want a realistic game mode, something needs to be done to nerf the ability to do that. But more than anything with the gameplay this year, or next year even, EA need to listen to the feedback they're getting. People don't like parts of this game and they do nothing to amend it. It's almost as if EA see it as a problem or an admittance that they've done wrong. And sometimes it's okay to do that. It's okay to say, we dropped the ball in this one, or we've got that one wrong. Here's our rectification of that. No one cares. People get angry when we feel like we're not being listened to, or they're not engaging with what we're saying. All year, everyone's been saying sort crosses out there, nowhere near effective enough. Apparently for the FIFA 22 beta, shout out King Lampard for this. Again, I'll leave the link down below. That heading's much more effective, but hopefully it doesn't go too far the other way, because that's a problem. But listen to what people are saying to you. Directional nutmegs have just been nerfed, and they were stupidly, ridiculously overpowered for about 3 or 4 months. That should never happen. Listen to your pros, listen to your players, and act on it. Make a difference. Do something, whatever you do. Outside that, the gameplay, a few things in terms of the gameplay mechanics themselves, and the, I don't know what you call these, but places we'll call them, need to be changed. Division Rivals is fine to stay where it is, but they need to remove this whole playing 30 games in the week before weekend league thing. That shouldn't be the case. You should be able to play those games whenever you want to play those games, in my opinion. Squad battles should be gone. I don't see the point in squad battles. I'd much rather see it replaced with a daily tournament mode. Bringing that back, I think that was a much better mode, because you could really put that into any of these objectives that you want to do. Squad battles is, in my opinion, one of those points of just keeping it there for the sake of keeping it there. In my opinion, being kept there just to annoy players. Squad battles should go, in my opinion. It shouldn't be here. FUT Champions needs a massive overhaul. I think the game still needs to be further reduced, maybe down to 20, 25. Or what I'd rather see is a competition that's based over the week. You get 5 games a day. You could even intermingle that with division rivals, or replace division rivals with something else. Come up with something original. And then FUT Champions, 5 games a day. You play those 5 games, and it enables you to then get a rank at the end of the week by the Monday. So you play from Monday to Sunday, get your rank on the Monday for your rewards. I would much rather see something like that in place. Number one, because it encourages people to get out of the house on the weekend. But 30 games of a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yes, it's better than 40, but in my opinion, it's still too much. If you're not going to do that, something whereby the more elite players in this game can go and do the 30, 40 games in their game mode, and you can aspire to play that if you want to, but maybe a mode below that, where people who are more casual, that want to get rewarded and play well, play a mode below that. Whether those cards can't then be used in a higher mode, I don't know. That's down to EA to work out, but in my opinion, that should 100% be something they fix and mess about with. I think monthly rewards should make a comeback, irrelevant of the fact you get bread picks every single week. I think monthly rewards should make a comeback. But one of the bigger overhauls I want to see is draft. I don't tend to play draft too often. Every now and then I play draft, but on this account I barely played it this year. I think I played like... I can't show you the stats now, I don't think, because it won't show me them. But I think I played like 3 lots of drafts. I've got 2 finals and a win, I think. One win and 2 finals. My problem with draft is the rewards are not consistent. If you're paying 15,000 coins and you're getting to the final or winning the final, you should never struggle to make your coins back. You should make a lot more coins back, in my opinion. And the fact that in online draft, I think one of the worst rewards you can get for winning is 2 25Ks and 2 5Ks. I just lost in the final and got 2 25Ks. Do I think that's alright? Yeah, I think that's not too bad. 3 wins for 2 25k packs from a 15k entry is fine with me. But if you go and win that, there should be no way on this earth you lose coins or don't at least make a fair amount of profit. I think you should make a decent amount of profit for it. The rewards in online draft should not be as random as they are, and they should reward those players that do go out and grind this game mode, because people seem to think it's all just about FUT Champions. It isn't. There are people that grind out draft instead. They just grind draft. They should not be punished, or it should not be a situation where they lose coins upon winning a draft. The minimum, in my opinion, on a draft win should be a 50k and a 35k, something like that at bare minimum. But even then, I think you should be rewarded something like a 100k pack guaranteed. It would guarantee minimum your coins back, 100k pack, probably some profit on top. That to me needs a massive overhaul. It needs a massive overhaul. Friendlies, I'm going to be honest with you, I think these are good. I think the friendlies this year have been very, very cool, very funny. There's been some good stuff with it, some really, really good stuff with it. And I like the friendly game mode, without a doubt. I don't think there's anything wrong with the friendlies whatsoever. I think they could be utilised really well last year. And I think, if I'm honest with you, I think they've been utilised quite well this year. I think they've been good. But all of these things need to change. The whole system of gameplay needs to change. From the engine, down to mechanics in-game, down to the actual game modes you play them in. It all needs a massive shift next year. I worry for FIFA if not. I worry for the amount of content creators that have been turned off by it. When I came into the sort of scene about 18 months ago, loads of people that I knew that were part of a bigger community that we were building, half of them now out playing F1, Warzone, they've completely gone away from it because people are so disillusioned, and EA have to do something, or I worry for the future of this game. That's not me saying, oh, FIFA will disappear. It won't, but it just will not have the same pull that it had before, and I think you'll see more and more people sort of dying off of it and just not liking it as much. Let me know what you think down below. It's important, as always, you let me know what you think. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss an upload. But for now, I am out. Peace out. I'll speak to you soon.